It's 6 o'clock. It is time for the Screen Team right here on today's talk, 930 KWOC and 93.3 FM. The show is being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, also Fearless Social, and Poplar Bluff Drywall. On the show today, we have got two very special guests, my good friends from St. Louis, Missouri. We've got Mark and Ann Eswine. How are we doing today, guys?
Great. How are you?
Doing wonderful. I tell you what, I'm so excited to have you guys on the show. I've wanted to have you guys on the show for a long time now, and I'm very, very excited to have you guys on. And you guys have decided to do kind of a theme show with a character actor. Tell us about the show you guys have for us today.
We have Robert Loggia. We decided to pick him based off of a movie that we're going to review a little bit later, Return to Me, is where I've noticed him the most. But then I realized, he's a character actor that I've seen in other comedies and in other movies, and I thought, well, what better way to pick somebody different, not just your movie star of today. So we were, and also some of the quotes that he had, it just seemed like it made perfect sense. Yeah. And so from there, we picked two other movies. One that's an earlier '90s movie, as well as Return to Me is 2000, and this an Evergreen Christmas, which is just premiered this past November of 2014.
So tell us about an Evergreen Christmas. Where did you guys see this movie at?
This one, I think, did we see it on Netflix, or what did we do?
Yes, we did. We actually saw it through Netflix.
Yeah, so we got it on Netflix, and it's a pretty common storyline where you have a family member that is I guess unhappy or wants to get away from home, do the whole big city thing, and then tragedy strikes and she comes back home. So the daughter comes back home and has to help out with the family business. And so Robert Loggia plays the grandfather in this one, and it was, I don't know what you think, Ann, but it was different for me. And at first I didn't know that I liked the movie, and it wasn't really, I think, the movie's fault. But one, you kind of know the storyline right away because you just see somebody who I don't want to be at home, and then they're coming back home. So you kind of know where the story's going. But then, because we wanted to see, a Robert Loggia movie, and we like Robert Loggia, his part was smaller, and he didn't have very many lines. So that was, at first, we even talked about maybe trying to see like a fourth movie and not even reviewing this one. But then we decided to keep it in, for that very reason, because even though he doesn't say much, he still does have a presence in the film. And he's also kind of he's there on purpose to be, like the backbone of the family and
right.
To set the scene. I think, and also, as much as you look at it, or you watch this movie, you're surprised it's on Netflix. I almost feel like it's a Lifetime movie. I don't know if anybody sees it on a cable network in the Lifetime. Sort of a feel-good movie. Aside from the movie part of it, I did like Robert Loggia in it. Again, he is sort of the grandfather figure. He is 84 years old, and I have to give credit to him for having a long career and still being able to see him on the big screen or even a small screen role as this. I did appreciate having somebody known that you can watch and feel like, there's somebody I can recognize and keep up with some of his humor and still have that grandfatherly figure. Again, I thought, the storyline is a small town where the big city girl comes back to small town and helps out with her family. And what's nice is Robert Loggia's character helps her, kind of guide her in a way to seeing, that small town life isn't as bad as she thought it was. And sort of a change of heart, and it takes a while for her to see that. But again, like Mark said, having that backbone of the family be of, a small role but a big support.
Well, what did you guys think about some of the side characters? I know one of the Judds is in it. Naomi Judd is in it as well, and some kind of minor characters as well. How did you think they did in the movie?
I don't know very much about Naomi Judd, but she did. There were parts in the movie that did make me laugh of her in there because you don't realize how much older she is now because I'm used to her being a country singer and traveling with her daughter, and to see her in this movie, when she took that gun to one of the other characters where they were being aggressive and telling them to back down, the neighbor.
Oh, she's Loja's wife, isn't she?
Yeah, and her taking care of a neighborhood, a neighborhood girl that what happens to be Kelsey Grammer's daughter in real life. And then also to see John Ritter's son, Tyler Ritter, in there as well, playing the love interest from the past of the girl that comes back home, Evie. I think it's her character's name is Evie. And seeing him, he played a really good role. He did remind me so much of his dad, the way that he looks like his dad, I think.
Right.
But just to have that support, again, to show that he's very kind and to make the main character, Evie, realize that, back home at Tennessee and an Evergreen farm is not that bad at all, and he even tries to help her save it, which makes her realize how much she loves him and remembers the love that they had before she left to choose a career in music.
And now you don't have to watch the movie.
Now, Mark, you were telling me off mic that you're a fan of the main girl in this movie. You think that she's got what it takes to be a big star, right?
Well, I didn't understand at first why they chose her.
Okay.
And I guess, you might know who she is. I realized later that I guess the reason they chose her is because she has a great voice. Since Ann told you guys the rest of the movie, I might as well tell you there's a part where she sings.
That's all right,
and she's a good singer, so. It was at that point that I realized, okay, so she was cast for her voice, which is pretty much probably the only thing she was cast for.
So, really quickly, you guys have kids. Is this something that you can sit down with your little ones and watch this? Is this a good family movie?
I got to default to the wife.
Okay.
I don't know.
Annie?
I would definitely say it would probably kids that are 10 and older.
Okay.
Would probably understand it a little more. As far as my small children that are 5 and younger, probably not.
Okay.
Well, you left a gap between 5 and 10 there, and all of Poplar Bluff is wondering what do they do with their 6 and 7-year-olds.
Just leave it up to their own discretion, I guess.
Exactly.
It's called An Evergreen Christmas. You can find it on Netflix. Coming up after the break, we're going to review Return to Me, starring David Duchovny and Minnie Driver. It's coming at you next on Today's Talk, 930 KWOC.